What's up, guys? It is Frankie here. NFL Week 2 recap. We are all but done with the Sunday games. We're just running out the clock here in the Eagles and Falcons. My goodness, what a game there. That was wow. We will get to all the games here. We'll get to all the crazy finishes and wildness from Week 2. First, let's get to this here. Philly and Atlanta. It's just wrapping up here. The first half of this game was awful. It was two teams, two quarterbacks trying to give it it was once more trying to give the game away at the beginning of the first half. And then in the second half, Ryan was making some bad interceptions. And then in the fourth quarter, everything changed. You had Wentz have that great drive late, and then you had Ryan come back with that unbelievable, just remarkable touchdown to Julio Jones. That was more Jones than him, but both guys fantastic there on that drive. Yeah, and Julio just with the catch, run, Matthews with the great block, and they pulled it out. And then you had Philly come back again. You had Aguilar drop a ball right in between his hands. If he doesn't drop that, I mean, right between his hands. If he doesn't, let go of that, if he holds on to that, they win. My friend Gabe is here, and sorry, man, about Aguilar. That was a terrible. I mean, he made up for it there. Let's give him credit. He made up for it later on the drive. He made up for it. That was a great final drive there with the catch. There on fourth down, the Hail Mary. But then Philly came a yard short. I think it was Ertz on that last play. Couldn't get it, and Atlanta pulls out a very. Philly was the favorite coming into this game, so I would say this was an upset here. I know Atlanta's at home, but Philly had just played so great last week, and then Atlanta didn't, obviously. And to see Atlanta come back there after the rough Week 1 loss to Minnesota and come back and win this game in the manner that they did, that was fantastic. And just a great job out of them. Who do I think is the best team to beat right now? I think it's either the Patriots or the Chiefs. Both teams showed today that the Rams and Saints didn't look that impressive to me today. We'll get to them. But right now, in terms of two best teams, it's New England and Kansas City. Final stats here. Matt Ryan, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Carson Wentz, 231 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Yeah, combined 5 interceptions. And yet the game ended up kind of surprising there at the end. How about my man Julio Jones? Yep, what a great touchdown there at the end of the game by Julio Jones. Again, great block by Matthews. And they're showing the highlights right now on ESPN. And we're going to get to all the games here, but fantastic way to end Week 2. Close, nip and tuck. Again, not great quarterback play at the beginning, but at the end, Ryan and Wentz came through there. Man. Wentz had some some bad interceptions there early, but gosh, he came close at the end, but it wasn't enough. All right, let's get to the rest of these games here. Let's start off. We're going to go through all the games here. Let's start off with Week 2. First game. I don't really need to talk about Bucs and Panthers. Something's wrong with Cam. And, Tampa I don't think is that good, but whatever. Niners and Bengals. I had no idea why the Bengals were a 1-point favorite heading into this game. I just felt like San Francisco was a better. I don't feel like Cincinnati's that good, and they showed today. Garoppolo, 3 touchdowns, tying his career high. They start 2-0, winning by a combined 38 points. I don't totally trust Jimmy G yet, but it looks like he might be back. The Cincinnati defense is awful. They allowed 522 total yards today, the 5th highest amount in franchise history. Bad job by Cincinnati. And San Francisco did good. They did what they were supposed to do. They dominated all game. Again, Jimmy G played great. Don't know if this team's going to be. Don't trust them totally yet. Don't know if they can do it in a 16-game season, especially with the Rams in that division, who I think the Rams are now, they weren't amazing today, but I do think they've now laid their claim as they're the best team in the NFC. But for now, it was a good win. It was a good win there for the Niners, putting a beat down there on Cincinnati. Then we had the Chargers and the Lions. Lions win it on a last. We had a Matt Stafford touchdown there to Kenny Galloway, 31 yards midway through the fourth, and then an interception late that gave the win to the Lions. This was shocking. I was believing in LA. I was believing in the Chargers. I really like this team, Phillip Rivers and everybody there, and I don't know what happened. Something was off today. The Chargers obviously have a lot of injuries. They were playing without 4 starters today, so that's rough. But yeah, Detroit, and it couldn't have been any. I mean, after a terrible start to the season for Detroit, where you tie after you have an 18-point lead, they came back, they got the win, they did what they were supposed to do. Looking here at the stats, Stafford 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but 2 touchdowns. They're showing the Julio Jones catch here again. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic! I think he went right into the tunnel. He did a Bo Jackson. He earned it, man. It's good to see. I'm not a fan usually of Dan Quinn, but I give him credit. That was a great 4th down call there. Falcons for the win. Real New York teams win. Oh, I hate you so much. Gosh, we will get to the pathetic Giants. Eckler did have a touchdown. He disappeared early. He had a touchdown early, and that was it. Never showed up again. So a rough one there for Philadelphia. I'm sorry for the Chargers. Because like, oh, here we go. The Chargers have a running back, and then it's like, all right, now you need Melvin Gordon. I was wondering last week how long was it going to take for the Chargers to miss Melvin Gordon. It took 1 week. So congratulations there. Then we have the Vikings and the Packers. Just a reminder, Kirk Cousins getting paid $80 million to throw off his back foot into double coverage in the red zone. Okay, just bizarre. Gosh, why is he doing this? He's played in this league long enough. He should know. Why? Terrible throw there late. And yeah, other than that, it was just miserable. Awful showing there. Gosh, for Kirk Cousins there late. And for Green Bay, they got the touchdowns early. Not a fantastic game for Green Bay. The defense late, but Aaron Rodgers said it best today. He said we've played a few good quarters here out of the 8 that we've played so far. And they scored early. They had the 3 touchdowns. Rodgers 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's why you don't doubt this team. And in terms of winning the division, it's why I had them as the favorites, because of Rodgers, because of the X factor that he is. Jones had a nice game, 116 yards. They fed him the ball on 23 carries. Big win there for Green Bay. They're 2-0. They lead the division. It would have been even better for them if Chicago had lost. We'll get to that, but they're now firmly ahead there in the NFC North. So a big win there for a big win there for Green Bay. And then next up on the list, we had the Colts and the Titans. First of all, is Adam Vinatieri. We're hearing reports he might retire. If that's true, sorry, it'd be sad to see him go. But yeah, he's been awful this season. He's missed an extra point now in 3 straight regular season games. He missed 2 extra points today. If he feels like he has to go, sure. I mean, it seems like the Colts are like, hey, we'd love to have him back. But that's a rough one. That's rough because you don't want your career to end like this. You don't want it to be Willie Mays, Willie Mays striking out in a Met uniform. But he has not been very good the last few weeks. It's bad. And I don't know how he fixes it. He's 46 years old. It might be just time to just say, hey, it's over. But other than that, Jacoby Brissett, only 146 yards passing, but 3 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton had a receiving touchdown. So, yeah, you worry about the kicking game, but other than that, you got the win today. You're 1-1 now. You play Atlanta next week, which is now a tough game. And a great performance by the Indianapolis defense as well today. This is what happens when I trust the Titans. I trusted Marcus Mariota. I trusted them after week 1, where every Titans fan killed me. Every Titans fan was like, Frankie, you don't know anything. You're stupid. This Titans team's good. I trust them and they lose. So, I probably shouldn't have trusted that. Thank you, Tennessee fans. All right, now to bad football. New England is really good and Miami is really bad. Patriots 43-0. Don't know what else to just say other than that was one of the most dominant performances I've seen. It was an NFL team against a junior Pop Warner team. It was embarrassing to see out of Miami. We know they're tanking, but yeah, this is just taking on pathetic levels. Antonio Brown, it was great to see him score a touchdown there late. I don't know if I think it was like second or third quarter, but he got the touchdown. And, he might be a terrible human being, but he's a great receiver. They got him involved early. I think the first play, they threw it right to him, and he had a few catches, had the touchdown. He's going to be a dominating force in that team. And by the way, I had New England minus 19. I wasn't totally sure if they were going to cover. After the first pick six, I knew I was good, and after the second pick six, it was just overload. Ryan Fitzpatrick to quote Rob here, Ryan Fitzpatrick doing an impression of an NFL quarterback. No Fitzmagic there for Miami. That's a pathetic situation. And New England, by the way, they also have a scary good defense. The defense has allowed 3 points in 2 games. That is fantastic. Like, this is going to be... I find it hard to see anybody... If the defense keeps playing like this, I find it hard to see any team messing with this team. It's going to be... I'll be right back, but it's going to be ridiculous how good this team is. Look out for New England, people. Sorry about that, but yes, right. New England is just. We knew they were good. The way they played on defense, offense, that's one thing. On defense, the way they've played recently, the way they have just, my gosh, again, 3 points, 2 games, completely shut down. The secondary is one of the best in the game. It's just scary. It's just New England's going to win another Super Bowl, and I'm just going to have to sit here screaming and yelling while the New York football season's over after 2 games. Ridiculous. Antonio Brown, yes, caught a 20-yard touchdown in his debut. They scored on 2 interceptions in a 2-minute fourth quarter span. Ridiculous. Okay, now let's get to the part where I scream and yell. It's the Giants. I don't know how good the Bills are. I don't know how good Josh Allen is. Yeah, I saw him throw a touchdown. I saw him rush for a touchdown. I honestly don't know how good he is. What I'm more concerned about is the defense of the New York Giants and the New York Giants in general. That was a pathetic, awful showing. Last week I said you can't blame Eli. This week I can. He can't do anything. He can't do anything except checkdowns. He's awful. It's time for him to go. This is the 6th 0-2 start for the Giants in 7 years. They've allowed 9 touchdowns. The defense has allowed 9 touchdowns in 2 games, 3 in the first half on Sunday. But yeah, Eli, awful. He can't do anything anymore. It's pathetic to watch. It's like watching the Rolling Stones going on tour in their 70s. It's like, dude, sit down. You can't do it. I love Eli. I always love Eli. It's over. He's done. He can't do it anymore. It's pathetic. It's disgraceful. So, God, again, I love him. I love him to death. He is terrible, and he's been terrible for a while. It's time for the Giants to just cut bait and just put Daniel Jones in. But other than that, the receivers can't get open. The defense can't do anything right. Saquon Barkley is busting his rear end for nothing. It's a complete joke. And even though the game was close, you never felt like they were in it. You just always felt like the defense is going to give it up. It's so embarrassing, so pathetic, so disgraceful. I'm furious by this. I don't know. I hate this team so much. And now they're 0-2, the season's over, and now it's just about waiting for Daniel Jones to come in, because that's all this is now. All that we have to do now is just wait for Daniel Jones to come in. That's all this is about. And please let it be sooner than later, because I cannot stand watching Eli anymore. It's time to hang it up, buddy. Oh my gosh. And did you see the fans? Like, it was at the end of that game, it was like near empty. It's embarrassing what Mara and Gettleman and Shermer and everybody in this organization has done to this great organization. This once proud, again, Wellington Mara and George Young are rolling in their graves seeing what has become of this once proud organization. And now it is jet level how bad it is. It's awful. Seahawks and the Steelers. Seattle wins 28-26. I guess we should start with the Steelers losing Ben for I don't know how long. Losing James Conner, we'll see how because he was Le'Veon's replacement. So if you lose him, Ben is what you worry about more. Ben has just completely annihilated Father Time for some reason. He just keeps every week. This guy just takes a beating and he just keeps getting back up every single week. So I mean, eventually it just has to catch up to him. But so far he's been great. So far he's gotten through. But now this might be it. I don't know how long he's going to be out. If he's out for any significant period of time, I think that's devastating for Pittsburgh. But Rudolph looked good. I'll give you that. But I mean, do you trust him? Do you trust him going forward? Do you trust him for 16 games? Do you trust him to get into the playoffs? I don't. There wasn't much I saw today. I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy for 16 games. So bad. Yeah, I should have never picked Pittsburgh to go to the playoffs. I picked them to go to the playoffs. I'm now regretting it horribly. I should have known that this Steelers team was on the verge of collapsing, and now it's 0-2. Oh gosh. And for the Seahawks, an excellent performance. Russell Wilson 3 touchdowns, including a 28-yard touchdown to DJ Metcalf. Penny had a touchdown. They're 2-0 for the first time, even though they still have 0 offensive line and they had 10 penalties. They're 2-0 for the first time since their 2013 Super Bowl season. They're getting it done here, and Russell Wilson continues to be one of the most valuable players on any team in the NFL, what he's able to do. So props out to him, props out to Seattle. They're 2-0. Pittsburgh 0-2, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better for them. Cowboys and Redskins. Dak Prescott's getting paid, everybody. Dak Prescott is going to get paid a whole lot. Looking for the stats here. 26 for 30, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jerry Jones, after the game, said he's never seen him play this good. It's going to be whatever he wants. Gosh, whatever he wants, he's going to get it from Jerry. He has 7 touchdown passes and has completed 82% of his passes. It's ridiculous. Now, and next you get Miami. So that might be 3-4 more touchdowns. This looks like all perfect for Dallas. And yeah, now Dallas, the firm leader here in the NFC East after the Eagles' loss. And of course, it helps that you have Zeke there to run it for you 20 times and 23 times, 111 yards. So that's impressive. And yeah, this just looks like another Dallas season that they're going to be competitive here in the NFC East. If Dak keeps playing like this, I mean, we knew he was good, but my gosh, like the way he's been playing recently, on fire. He wants that money. He's playing like Joe Flacco in 2012, 2013, trying to get his money. And for the Redskins, not only is Jay Gruden probably getting fired, the defensive coordinator can look out for it. Yeah, okay, fine, yes. The Cowboys have beaten some terrible... We're talking Dallas here beating terrible teams. I mean, yeah, Washington, that's a sad situation there. And for the Redskins, you might not just... The head coach looks like he's getting fired, and the defensive coordinator too. They've allowed 63 points and 911 yards in the first two games. Awful situation there for Washington. Case Keenum apparently only has success as a Minnesota Viking. So Dallas there 2-0. Big win there on the road for them in the big rivalry there for the Cowboys and the Redskins. Next up, we have Cardinals and Ravens. I took Baltimore minus 13, I think it was, and I immediately regretted it because I had a feeling that Kyler Murray was going to show up late there. And yet again, for the second straight week, Kyler Murray, we'll get to the Ravens here, and we'll get to Lamar and how great he is. For Kyler Murray, just has a thing now of not showing up for 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, he finds a way there. He finds the magic. He's able to. He's like an old computer. He just needs to be warmed up. He threw for 349 yards. He joins Cam Newton as one of 2 quarterbacks ever to throw for 300 yards in their first 2 games. 100-yard games for Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. They couldn't pull it off. If you're Arizona, this is going to be a lost season, but you like what you've seen from Kyler Murray so far. And then for Lamar Jackson, yet again, another dominant performance, 24 for 37, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. People need to stop sleeping on him. I don't think anybody's sleeping on him right now. I think everybody is just realizing that this guy is going to be, this guy's a young star here in the league. And yeah, he gets it. It might not be perfect, but he gets wins. He pulls it off. He gets the victory. You can't. Again, it's not the perfect way to play football, but if you want wins, it's kind of like what Tebow did. Although I think he's better than Tebow. You get the wins. You get it done. You get it done when it matters most. And so now he's 8-1 in his first 9 games. He's been fantastic. And Baltimore now. Is Baltimore leading the AFC North? Yeah, because Cincinnati's awful. Pittsburgh's 0-2. Oh, yeah, and Cleveland's 0-1. So Baltimore now in the lead here in the AFC North after 2 games, no matter what Cleveland does tomorrow night. Don't know if it will stay that way, but Hollywood Brown and everybody, you like what you're seeing if you're a Ravens fan here. And then Jaguars and Texans, I'll just say it right here, I didn't like what Jacksonville did, going for 2. They're late. I'm never a fan of that. Just take the extra point. Take the extra point. Move on with your day. I don't get it. You're down 1. You just send it to overtime. There's no need to rush it. It worked for Denver later, which we'll get to, but it didn't work here. And again, it all depends. It's gutsy or it's either gutsy or reckless, all depending on whether or not you get it. And they weren't able to get it there. But for they're showing. I'm sorry. They're showing the interception here. They're showing one of the Patriots pick sixes, and they're showing the guy running it back. One of the, I think it was Jamie. I forgot his last name there. And then I saw Miami, one of the Miami players, after he bobbled the ball, just like put his hands in his head and just, oh gosh, it's just another season of this. But Gardner Minshew was not terrible today in the first 3 quarters, but then he turned it around there in the fourth. He was starting to get it going. Had the big touchdown late. I'm not a big fan of him yet, but give it some time. Maybe he'll find something here. Watson wasn't great today, but yeah, Houston has some problems offensively, but they're 1-1. The AFC South is to me by far the weakest division. They're showing it here yet again. Every team here has at least one loss. Rough situation there, but oh boy. So someone has to win that division. Don't know who. Ever since Andrew Luck retired, it's been a crapshoot. It's been known to be a crapshoot, and yeah, it looks like that's what's going to be here for this coming year. Chiefs and Raiders. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Patrick Mahomes is God. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns in one quarter, and near perfect. I think he threw for almost 250 yards. I keep saying we've never seen a quarterback this young be this good. It is remarkable to me. How, again, in just his second year, and we saw it last year, he's consistently great. No one's able to stop him. No one's able to beat him. It just blows my mind how good this guy is. I'm constantly in awe of the way he's able to just throw the ball downfield, and he has receivers able to catch it. He's playing without his best receiver. He's playing without his left tackle. He's on one bad ankle, and he's throwing 4 touchdowns in a quarter. He's amazing. Kansas City pulls it off. The Raiders played okay for a quarter. They were up 10-0. Oh, and then they got blown out 28-0 to finish it. Bad situation there for, I think, the final Oakland home opener. But what are you going to do? The Oakland finally came back to earth in Kansas City. Right now in the AFC, it's Kansas City and New England. Both teams today showed that it's just going to be... It's just going to be... I don't see really anybody else. We'll have to see going down the season. It's early. But right now... 2 best teams in that conference have been Kansas City and New England. They've both shown that they were the favorites coming in. They should be the favorites. The way they've played, the way they're coached, their offenses, New England's defense, I think, gives it the edge. It's just remarkable. And then Bears-Broncos. What an exciting game here. You had, let me try to count all the ways here. You had Denver tie it. You had Denver score a touchdown, missed the extra point, but the Bears were offside. They go for 2, they get the 2, and then the Bears go down the field. Mitch Trubisky, who I still don't know is any good, and lead him down the field with the help of a questionable penalty. And then what's his name? Eddie Pinheiro, whatever, kicks the field goal, 53 yards. It's up, it's good. Bears win. The Bears finally have a kicker. After the disaster of Cody Parkey last year, the Bears finally have a good kicker, and they played great. In that last drive. I don't know. I still don't know what to make of Trubisky. Last week he was awful. This week he was not much better. 16 for 27, 120 yards. I call him De Niro. 16 for 27, 120 yards. Not his finest hour. All right, can you please do better here for Chicago? If Chicago's got a talented team, he's got to be better if they want to contend. And for Denver, they're 0-2. It seems like that Joe Flacco money was well worth it. Chicago 1-1 here. Great finish there. That may have been the finish of the week, except for this amazing Eagles-Falcons game that we had. And then Denver, oh gosh, what a rough way to lose there. But yes, 0-2 now. Joe Flacco not the answer yet again. And tough situation there for Denver. And then finally, the last game here, Saints and Rams. Rams win it 27-9. This game was boring, I feel like, in the first half. It was just like, except for Drew Brees getting hurt, it wasn't very exciting. It was just like, whatever. Jared Goff really wasn't doing much. And then they turned it around there in the second half. Then there were some plays made. The offense got going. The defense was great throughout, but also I feel like that helped that Teddy Bridgewater was playing. Not a perfect performance from the Rams, but got it done late. They got it done in the second half. They got the win. Now that's huge. If these two teams are as good as we think they are, this is great for home field advantage. Even though last year it didn't matter anyway because they went into New Orleans and won, even though there was the pass interference call. But a much needed win there for LA, and they are now the favorites to me. It's New England right now in the AFC and LA in the NFC. A great big early big early win here for LA. Feel like you needed this to just, state your claim. All right, we're the NFC champs. We're going to show it again. And I don't want to hear Saints fans about another bogus call. You wouldn't have won anyway. You got blown out. And for Brees, I was thinking to myself today, has Drew Brees ever been hurt? I was trying to think. He's only missed one game. I was like, Drew Brees has only missed one game, I think, in his entire career. So, yeah, to see him hurt there, and it seems like this is going to be serious. It seems like this is an injury that is not going to that is going to keep him out for a while, because he's going to stay in LA, I think, tomorrow. So this looks like this is going to be a rough situation. Gosh, for Drew Brees, and it's a shame because, again, I really like him. I love him as a quarterback. I don't know who hates him as a quarterback. He's a great quarterback, fun quarterback, and so to see him have this injury here, with his hand, he wasn't able to hold the football, apparently, according to the reports. Just really sad to see. I hope he gets better, but gosh, and if he's out, do you trust Teddy Bridgewater? We go back. Yeah, Hall of Famer. But again, do you trust Teddy Bridgewater? No, not really. I mean, he's rusty with the injury and all that. I know it was a few years ago, but he hasn't really played much since. This is just, rough situation here for New Orleans. If they have to lose Brees for a significant period of time, that will make the NFC South wide open, because we thought going in, Saints are going to win it. But yeah, if Brees is out, then that makes Atlanta a contender. That's probably it. I don't trust Carolina or Tampa Bay. Yeah, that makes Atlanta a serious contender here. If they play like they played here tonight. But rough go of it for Drew Brees. Again, felt terrible for him the way that injury, because he's a good guy and just hit Aaron Donald. But yeah, it happens in this league. Everybody's getting hurt. So rough go of it there for Brees, and we'll see how it recovers there. We'll get reports on it today or tomorrow there. And I think that's it, unless you guys have any more questions here. This was a fun, exciting week 2. I was kind of just, there was exciting finishes, good games here. I'm trying to think, was there any main takeaway other than the fact that the Giants are just awful and that the Giants have no hope going forward? Was there any major? The Patriots are great. If we're talking like Super Bowl already, it's only week 2, but New England is the main 4 teams. I'm thinking New England, Kansas City, New Orleans, and LA. 2 really showed up today, New England and Kansas City. Saints, but that's injury. That could really hurt them. LA, we'll see. I was expecting more out of them. And for New England and Kansas City, yeah, it was easy opponents, but they took care of them. They turned them into they destroyed them. New England just annihilated the Dolphins. Kansas City in the second quarter, it was an ambush on Oakland. They did what they had to do there. And then, yeah, for everything else, that's basically what I'm calling. Again, it's way too early here to figure out who's going to win and all that, except that the New York football season's over. The Jets are done and the Giants are done. The Giants are done, and the Jets will be done, I think, tomorrow night if they lose to Cleveland. And then going forward, yeah, we'll see how it all turns out. But anyway, going forward, this was a great win. A great win here for Atlanta. Great win for New England. Kansas City. Seattle had a very nice win there. Chicago may have had the best win of the day. And yeah, that was fun. A lot of fun games here in week 2. And now we see what we go forward into week 3. We've got Browns Jets tomorrow night. I'm taking Cleveland. I've told you guys this. I don't see Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland's this bad. I think they just had a bad week 1. Everybody pounced on them. I don't see this team 2 weeks in a row playing like garbage. And they're playing against a team that's with a backup quarterback, and the backup quarterback's Trevor Siemian, and he's never been good, except for like 2 or 3 games, I feel like, in Denver. Other than that, no, this just feels like a... if the Browns want to be contenders this year, they have to win this game, and they have to win it handily, and I think that's what will happen here come Monday night. All right, I think that's it for now, guys. Yeah, so for the channel going forward, thank you guys again for all the support here. Have a new NFL every touchdown video from week 2. It just got uploaded, so check that out. We'll be back tomorrow night recapping Jets and Browns week 2. Gosh, I'm tired. Week 2. I'm taking Cleveland. And then, yeah, going forward, yeah, we got the Yankees. The Yankees will clinch a playoff spot probably this week. We will celebrate that here on the channel. Maybe I'll do something for Adam Vinatieri if he announces his retirement. A lot of stuff planned out here in the next few days and weeks. Very, very excited, very much looking forward to it. And thank you guys again for joining along. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun doing these videos, talking football with you guys. And, yeah, so a lot more stuff planned coming ahead. Thank you guys again. And yeah. Oh yeah, it was great to see Berman and Jackson say on NFL Primetime. That was awesome. Seeing those guys, they're the best. And I'm nowhere near as good as them, but hopefully one day I will be. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and God bless.